Welcome to the Bladtcast, a very exciting occasion. If it is 9 p.m. on the West Coast and midnight in the East, why, it must be time for the one, the only, David Weiss, Salman himself. How are you, sir?
Sup, America?
And if we're going to talk baseball, there's only one person that we could talk to. But since Pedro Martinez is not available, we will instead talk to the one, the only, the newly married Melissa Weinstein.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Here's your honeymoon, spending it with us.
That's right.
I'm sure Jay would be thrilled to talk about baseball.
What's that, Melissa?
Yeah.
You wanted the club sandwich? Get it yourself.
So this is something that we were planning back in March. Melissa, if you remember, we traded messages. I was like, okay, here's the day. David/Sal, you were about to be in Vegas for opening weekend in MLB, which was at the end of March. And you didn't go to Vegas anyway, right? Because I think it was still open at that point. Did you stay home or did you actually go?
I stayed home. I got a refund on my hotel, and I still have a credit on Southwest Air. So as soon as this clears up, and it's going to disappear. Absolutely, it's going to disappear.
I mean, that's what I've heard. Not to drag politics into it, but I've definitely heard that it's just going to disappear one day.
As soon as it disappears, I'll be back in Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas is open. I believe that they have those plastic dividers up for table dancing at the gentlemen's clubs. So it's just something to think about.
Yeah, and they're taking that square thing instead of jamming $5 bills. You just put your card in there.
Yes, but they're very specific. What? No thumbprints.
Oops.
Melissa, you were actually going to have a wedding in May.
I was.
So how was it?
But
what was your something borrowed and something blue?
She's got something blue on. It's blue type.
I do. My something blue, I had blue shoes.
Okay.
Nice.
My something borrowed, I don't know.
It was a face mask from a doctor at the free clinic. You figured what could it hurt to just slap that bad boy on?
No, I made my own mask.
Do you have Mets masks?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. I didn't make them. My mother-in-law did. No, that's not true. I have one that I don't know what I was thinking. I should have brought it down because it doesn't have all 30 teams, but it's got the hats for a bunch of teams, and front and center is the Mets.
That's really cool.
It's an older piece of fabric. It's like the old Marlins logo, like the one that was the F.
I like that one though.
Which is the letter grade that the team gets most years. Oh wait, there it is. Anyway, so I honestly never thought this day would come. I didn't think we would be here. I didn't think that this baseball season was actually going to happen. And, I'm still not 100% convinced, but I've at least gotten to watch some exhibition games. And I feel like, look, there had been spring training games before that, but I literally watched one before they stopped spring training. So already, watching even though the Mets lost to the Yankees in the exhibition game that I watched, I was like, yeah, but I still got to watch it. I didn't watch the other one. I was glad I didn't watch that one.
I watched the one that you did not watch.
I watched both. I watched both of them, so I'm a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, of course. Well, you've been at this a little bit longer than us, so the glutton is real.
Remind me.
But yeah, it was a little bit weird, watching the games with I feel like the cardboard cutouts in the stand is worse than if they were just empty.
Oh, completely.
I'm a cardboard cutout.
Well, we knew that.
In real life or like at the game?
No, right here, right now.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I'm watching this Dodger game right now. And for those that are watching on YouTube, you can see, well, not now that I held it up to try and show it off, but I just wanted to show off how dumb it looks. But there it is. Look at that. Look at these cardboard cutouts. I don't know. I don't like it.
I think
Although one of them is Mary Hart. You'll be excited to see that.
Oh, Mary Hart foods. Okay.
It looks.
And I believe that the Mary Hart cutout does parties and personal appearances. You do have to go through William Morris, but she is available.
But I think not only do they look super weird, but also, I mean, what if your cardboard cutout gets hit in the face?
Like,
yikes.
Well, I guess you sign a release.
But is it voodoo-esque? Is it
bad luck, you mean?
I mean,
will you feel it at home?
I mean, that's one question I have. The other question
that's a dopey question.
No, excuse me. But also, but the whole thing is like, be aware, pay attention to the game. Don't get hit by a ball. Well,
they extended all the nets, remember?
But they're putting some of the cardboard cutouts in other areas where it's not covered by the nets. So my concern is, what message is this sending to fans who will attend in person in future seasons?
Sending message that you're not important, that we can replace you with cardboard cutouts.
That cardboard cutout has a name. It's Max Muncy. All right. Now you might have noticed that some of the players not in the starting lineup, they are sitting out in the stands, and they have the seats marked like sit here. Instead of like don't sit here, it's just like, no, this one. And that's sort of a little bit weird to watch. I don't even know why the broadcasters are up in the booths. It's just like, just put them like on the loge level or something. Get them a little closer to the action. It was I felt so bad when I watched the Mets broadcast. Poor Gary Cohen was not in the same booth with Keith Hernandez and Ron Darling. They had another adjacent booth because you can put the two of them 6 feet apart, but you can't fit a third guy. There's not 18 feet across.
Well, I don't know if you read, Anthony DeComo wrote an article today or yesterday, but Keith has requested a mirror be put in so that they can all still see Gary, and Gary can see them.
Like a fisheye mirror.
I would assume. I don't know the logistics.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
the thing that people put at the end of their driveways.
Yeah, so that it can feel more natural.
Exactly.
Because I guess Keith has vertigo, and this is aggravating it.
Oh, interesting.
Or maybe he doesn't, and I misread the article. That's also very possible.
When we were doing the show with Dennis, it really helped to have him in the studio every day, because he would make that commute from Santa Barbara just so we would be in the studio together.
Jeez.
Yes, that was what the nature of it was.
That's a complete lie, Melissa.
No, I would see him like twice a year, and it would be like because we had a radio station event in Phoenix or in New Orleans. Like, I never saw him in the steakhouse.
I didn't see him in 3 years.
You saw him at like a WWF event. Like, that was the one time you saw him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so David, I know that cup. That's Gus's fried chicken cup that you've got there. You can cheat the logo out.
Yeah.
And just to show off what I have is from the All-Star game in 2013 at
I'll show off
Field.
what I have.
Nothing. No branding. All right. So let's actually dive into this little bit of a weird season. I subscribe to the conspiracy theory that the entire virus is absolutely, completely fake news. It's not happening. It was just cooked up by the Houston Astros so that they could take a couple months off and hope that everybody kind of forgets about the fact that, we all know that they're cheaters now, because it was pretty brutal in spring training. It was like every game, Jose Altuve was getting hit, like his first at bat.
And other teams were banging garbage cans at them.
Yeah. And look, I figure, baseball players are forgiving sort. I don't think anybody remembers anymore. Right, David? Nobody's thinking about this anymore.
Altuve is going to be eating dirt.
Yeah.
I don't have a joke. I'm sorry.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a joke. So
like Bob Hope.
What Melissa,
he's
you
dead.
always try to find the good in people. Do you feel like people are being unfair to the Astros because all they did was cheat and win a World Series because of it? They didn't,
It's so
they
funny that you
lost
say
the other one.
You say I always look for the good in people. I feel like I'm such a negative person and I hate on people so much because I'm, as I've learned.
But compared to us, you're Anne Frank. You literally see the good in everyone.
But I have no patience for stupidity. And Jay and I have had a lot of discussions about it.
What are you doing on the air with us?
So I don't know. I think here's my thought.
Christian and I are very stupid.
Very stupid.
I would disagree with that.
Well, thank you. That's one. Christian, mark that down. Melissa is one. It doesn't think we're stupid.
Yeah.
So here's my take on it. I feel like if this was a normal world we were living in, and by normal I mean pre-COVID life, then yes, I would still have negative feelings towards the Astro team and would find some justification in kind of the antagonistic approach that a lot of players are taking towards them. But COVID has reset everything. And I feel like this is an opportunity to do so many things you wouldn't normally do. And one of those is realize that life is short and there's more important things in the world. Let me tell you, I'm the last person to say there's anything more important than baseball. But there is, like life in general, really important.
More important than revenge? I don't think so.
That is truly the American pastime, revenge.
Yeah, revenge.
By the way, let me show off the technology for what we're doing. Live in the chat, Jacob Downey points out, catcher's mitts up for the Bladtcast panel. Hashtag MLB. He also ninja kicked through the wall.
What is that?
Had trouble finding the door.
What does that mean?
Thank you, Jacob. It was great to see you in here. But we always appreciate getting anybody in the live chat.
Yeah,
so
super chat, Jacob. Please chat again.
Super chat actually means when somebody pays you money during a live event. I've had that happen on AfterBuzz. They spend like $10. That's a super chat.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know, and it's just super to see.
Whatever you kids say.
I'm 44, for Christ's sake.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this. All right. So Jacob's going to share out this link, and the last time he did it, we got the craziest people in the chat. So we'll see what happens.
Oh my God. I'm so excited.
Anyway, we'll see. I'll bring up the comments as they creep along, and they will creep. So, all right. I know that we're most excited to talk about the Mets because here we are. We're going to get a 60-game season. There is absolutely no chance the Mets can lose 100 games this season. I have had to worry about that many years in my life, and now this year, I don't even have to worry about it.
They can't even 80.
Yeah, they just can't.
But they also can't win 80.
Okay,
what? Why you got to bum me out like that?
Sorry.
Yeah, Melissa.
It's true. Melissa's... They're gonna go. They're gonna win 30 games, but be 500. So, here's the interesting thing that I was thinking about the 60-game season is that if you have 2 hot streaks during the year, you're probably gonna make the playoffs. But if you have one really rough patch,
you're out.
You're not coming back from it, especially if. Sorry for your family, Melissa, but especially if you're the Orioles and you have a bad stretch out of the gate, because they will, when the Orioles go 1-9 to start the season, usually you're like, yeah, it's early, but you're like, oh man, it's so late now. Mm-hmm. It's already August. It'll be August after the Orioles go 1-9.
Yep.
And so how do you see this 60-game sprint, Melissa?
I think, and you know me, I'm all about the stats of the game. I am way more interested in the logistics of everything than I am in, I guess, each team's record. but just like the behind the scenes logistics, the broadcasting, the reporting from all the different writers, not fans not being there, how long MLB plans to actually like add fan noise, because that just sounds terrible consistently. I think 60 is going to be a good manageable number. I think because again, we're not used to this format that they're playing in, and I think that's just enough before we get really annoyed and wish that it was back to normal, and that's not going to happen.
Okay.
What do you think, David, as you look at a 60-game season?
Well, I agree with Melissa's last point that it's going to be just enough until we get annoyed, and but 60 games. I mean, we can't. Everything in this season is an asterisk, and it's really. If I could just go on the owners for a little bit. Is it 30 teams in baseball or 32?
30.
30. NFL 32.
Okay,
yeah.
So you've got 30 billionaires all complaining that they're not making enough money. And the way they wanted to make their money was they wanted to take it out of the players' paychecks. And the players said no. And that's where that was what was going on, is that the owners kept saying, well, we're going to take it out of your paychecks. And the owner and the players would say no. And that was going on and on and on and on. And that's why we ended up with Manfred saying it's going to be 60 games without, no fans, no nothing. Prorated salaries for the players. Did I make any sense?
No, it makes sense. The business side of it, obviously.
Writing a couple of gummies. These things make me really nervous.
Well, I've got gummy worms in my water, so same difference.
All
but
right.
I think, look, for teams that own their own network, this was really important to have happen, because the amount of money that they're going to make from broadcast, it's not going to make up for the attendance, but it's not double the hit that it might be.
Right.
It's so like the Yankees were as far as I can remember, the first team to own their own network. I believe the Red Sox own NESN.
The
Mets, of course, they share it. They were smart. They have the main cable providers are like co-owners,
Really?
partial owners of
Are
SNY.
you sure? Because what I was reading in the Post is that the Wilpons own it.
Yeah, no, they own the majority of it, but they have a
right.
little bit of a share. So instead of having the carriage issues, like the season almost didn't happen, and then this is the first year in I think the last 5 where the Dodgers are on locally on a lot of cable systems, and I think people will blink and they'll miss the season, but
at least they're on.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I mean, to finally get on and at least have something to put on these channels, I think it helps. I think for me personally, very selfishly, I'm just welcoming the distraction, because the amount of time that I'm home and baseball is sort of the right kind of, I can pay attention to it. It's not going to be objectionable to have on around the kids, whereas the evening news would be. So
I mean, but have you heard some of the things that Keith says? I don't know if that's kid friendly.
It's all right.
I haven't watched. Christian, does Heather let you out of that doomsday bunker for meals?
No, she knocks on the door.
Yeah,
you
let her through the airlock.
No, she doesn't come in here. No, are you kidding?
All right.
I look. I don't.
Okay,
just thought of a joke that 5 years ago I would have made, and now I'm like, nope.
So just for
2020,
just for the three of us, how many industrial-sized cans of baked beans do you have in there?
2, actually. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can get
for
to
him.
Oh, for him.
I don't know if I can get to the
doomsday bunker.
Do you want to see where the canned food is? There's legitimately canned food in here.
Oh no, I don't want to see it, but I believe you.
Yeah. And by the way, joining us live in Facebook, my lovely wife.
Oh, look at that.
I'm in there more than he is. It's true. I used to be in here a lot more, but now she was just working in the afternoons. Now she works in the mornings and the afternoons.
Does she work in the bunker?
She works in the bunker.
Is her office.
AKA my bunker. That
bunker.
I outfitted very stylishly with these comic books. You know, it works for the motif for a lot of the shows that I do that I was down here. And this is you know, this I like the look. Heather finds it to be a little bit wanting, but I find it very charming, and I think I'll just wait out the pandemic down here myself. Except of course,
I think that's wise.
Yeah. And by the way, Jacob is still with us, and he pointed out that he opted for the 55-gallon drum of baked beans.
That's a smart decision.
Yeah, yes, I wish I had that many beans. All right. So beans notwithstanding, let's talk about some actual baseball. Let's talk about, here's the thing I like living in Los Angeles. You look at the Mets schedule, no in-market blackouts because they don't play anybody in the West Coast. It's you know, National League East, American League East, and the season's over.
What that means is that you can pretend to be working all day long. At 4:00, retreat into the bunker, put on Gary, Keith, and Ron, crack open a brewski.
Yeah.
And let's go Mets.
Exactly. You know, I'll run into trouble when games are on ESPN and on Fox MLB, and stuff. Yeah, because I cut the cord. We cut the cord. Heather nudged me in that direction. And it hasn't really been a problem because like during the playoffs last year, you can use the apps for everything. But anyway, Heather also points out people think our marriage is in trouble because we have comic books.
Your
disagree.
Your marriage works because we have so many comic books.
Yeah, I can focus on the comic books. You know, it's that's my hobby. You know, this
is how Christian's house works. Christian, Heather, I'm reading New Mutants. Can this fire wait?
You're not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong. Do you have New Mutants?
I see if I had some New Mutants.
All right.
But,
and I don't even know what you're talking about.
No, but
there it is.
This is when Spider-Man gets his black costume back in 1985. So
that's really cool.
What is that worth? Like $350 now?
Not quite.
Not quite.
But by the way,
because the pages are stiff.
Because my wife is so kind, she says, "Hi, Sal and Melissa. Miss you both in person."
Well, Heather, meet us at Sonic.
Yeah,
Sonic around here?
In
do you consider Duarte? Do you consider Duarte
not Rialto?
Where's that?
It's a half hour. It's a half hour east. No big deal.
Yeah, it's a half hour. It's like
I don't go that way. No, I don't go that way.
Oh
no, Rialto's an hour.
It's worth the drive.
If you're going to Rialto, you might as well go to Cracker Barrel. So it just has a Sonic next to it.
Yeah, the Cracker Barrel is where the Sonic is now.
Yeah,
so you can get chicken and dumplings and a double cheeseburger with tater tots.
When I go to my first restaurant post COVID, it is not going to be Cracker Barrel.
You have not been out? We've done
takeout, but we don't eat anywhere.
Okay.
But I'm also, because of my work, I can't. Like I
understand.
Yeah.
No problem.
So, you know, just protecting people.
I have that problem too.
I've never met a bad joke that I didn't love. Jacob Downey. Oh, I did the wrong. Sonic. Do they serve hedgehogs?
Yes.
Because I have a hedgehog as a support animal.
Double hedgehog.
You make a bad joke. Speaking of hedgehogs, what's going on with Ron Jeremy? I heard he's in trouble.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey. Hedgehog harassment.
Anyway,
I want to tweet that out in all caps.
Find out that she missed that she left the conversation when we started talking about Sonic and Cracker Barrel. But in any case, so Melissa, let's do this the way we usually do it, where we meander for 24 minutes and 40 seconds. So we got that part out of the way. Let's take a look at the National League East. What you're thinking about those teams in there. And tell me if I'm wrong when I say that division will be handily won by the Philadelphia Phillies.
That's what I picked too.
They're gonna just bludgeon every team that comes into that ballpark. It's ugly, agree. And their pitching is okay. I like a couple of those guys. And here's the thing: Bryce Harper for 60 games, yeah, he'll be good. 162, no.
But gets off to a slow start. Well, what's a slow start? If he has 30 games where he hits 250, that's not going to cut it right now. I mean, from what
that's not going to cut it. But
so everyone has to come out of the box and crush it.
Yeah, which is what I think will happen. Okay, what do you think, Melissa, about the NL East?
Well, as you and I have discussed this year, like every other year, I've watched and followed 0 off-season things. I'm very much like opening day is when I start, end of World Series is when I end, and then the rest of my life that I've ignored for those months takes place during the off-season and spring training. Okay. So I've done nothing baseball related. But here's what I think. I think the Nationals last year was a fluke. I hope my grandmother does not watch this because she is still very excited. But the Phillies are definitely going to do big things, and I think the Braves are going to be fairly decent. No, I won't say that they're a close runner-up to the Phillies, but I think they have the potential to be a wild card in the National League.
May I make one point? Who's the number one starter on the Phillies?
Is it Aaron Nola? That's who I would say.
There's my point.
Yeah. Well, this plays in to my favorite statistic and how I've picked my division winners. Oh,
you went with this.
Are we going to talk about box? We're going
to only if the way you're picking winners is who had the most box in 2019.
That's what I'm doing.
Really, because it worked out for 2018. It worked out.
So
man.
This year, I've decided that I'm picking division winners based on 2019's box by team in their division. So if they had the highest number of box in 2019, they're going to win the division this year. That works out for every single one of my predictions, except for one division, which we will get to later. But the Phillies had 7 box last year.
Okay, and just to clarify, did they invoke box, or did they balk? You know what I mean? Did their pitcher balk, or
This is their pitching staff. Yeah.
Okay. That's what my question was that I asked very inarticulately.
I understood it.
So, all right. Well, I think that's that's as sound of a reason as anything. David, as you look at the NL East, we're talking Atlanta Braves, Miami Marlins, New York Mets, Philadelphia Phillies, and the defending world champion Washington Expos. What do you think about those teams? Do you feel Miami fever?
No, I do not have. I do not have the rhythm of the night coursing through my.
You're not the Miami sound machine.
No, I'm not the Miami sound machine. But no, I'm going with the Mets. Not as a homer, but I honestly feel that in a shortened season like this, the best pitching staff is going to carry you through, and they really do have the best pitching staff.
You know that Syndergaard had Tommy John surgery, right?
Yeah, I know, but I don't think.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you knew. Yeah,
I'm taking notes.
Oh, all right.
That we can check our predictions.
I thought Melissa was bored and she was going to doodle or something like that.
No.
She started composing her suicide note.
That's terrible.
It's funny because it's true.
I know. Hold it up, Melissa. Let's see what you're writing. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to.
Wait, that says, Dear Penthouse Forum. I've always read your column. I never thought it would happen to me.
To me.
Anyway.
I was at work. I was working late one night.
So look, I think the Mets could have a nice season because
let me pick up
Sure.
where was it you who said Syndergaard is having Tommy John surgery? Because if you check Syndergaard's numbers, he's really not much more than a 500 pitcher. And everyone keeps waiting for him, potential. He's not much more than a 500 pitcher. So, okay, he can throw the ball 100 miles an hour, but, let's see him win 15 games before we all say that, he's, the Mets are missing him. They've got an excellent 5-man rotation.
He's responsible for their only World Series win in the 21st century. So,
where's the ring?
Oh, they got one of those, what Steinbrenner always called the loser's ring.
Yeah.
You got a league championship ring. So he's got the loser's ring. By the way, Jacob is challenging me on this. What do you call it when you draw some cheddar? A cheese doodle.
Why, Jacob? Why are we talking about cheese?
What is
Yeah. I don't think he knows about you and cheese, Melissa.
Everybody knows about me and cheese.
So does this mean you have to go get a platter?
Is Jacob a regular?
He's a regular friend of the Bladtcast. He's
all right. I'm just checking.
Somebody who he's a fan and a friend of Zia, who's on the Bladtcast a fair amount. I've
XIA Zia, right?
XIA. Oh, I love the joke so much I brought it back.
Today, one of the kids that I nanny, I was really hangry, and she started taunting me by talking about cheese, and I got really annoyed.
Oh man!
And she waited a few minutes, and she looked at me. She goes, "Hey, cheese," and I have never laughed so hard.
I thought that's how you handle when you're hangry.
I mean, inanimate objects, sure, but not human children. That's just irresponsible.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I thought she was going to say that she dumped his head into a vat of whiz.
Melissa's never shaken a baby.
Nobody should shake a baby. That is a severe problem.
Yeah, no. Jacob Downey, hashtag Bladtcast fan club. That's what we always appreciate. All right. So, Sal, I want you to be right, but I don't know. I'm always inclined to pick the Mets in these situations, but
I'm actually doing it. I'm going out on a limb. I usually don't.
You are. But then when we move it to the NL Central, it's a boring division. I'm just going to say it's the Cardinals, not because they're even that good, but just because that's what they do. And I still have a blind spot when it comes to the Cubs. I believe that it was a mass hallucination that they won the World Series in 2016. I just don't think that actually happened because, here's the thing. I think if somebody meddled with time that made it so the Cubs won a World Series, that was the butterfly effect that gave us this global pandemic. That explanation actually makes sense.
Wait,
that's the only thing that makes sense.
Hi, I invented a time machine. Come on.
But you think that was what set this in motion? That means they are so weak that it took them, 4 years? 3 years? Melissa, don't give them that much credit.
Melissa, you don't have a Harry Carey impression?
No, that's not in my catalog.
It's not in your repertoire? It's very
She's a
easy.
5-tool player, but that's not one of her tools.
Mostly. I don't know what that means.
I like that the Brewers brought back the glove MB logo because that's like literally the best logo in sports.
It's a genius logo. Whoever did that.
That is graphic design perfection, and every time I see it, it like transcends. It transcends baseball for me because it's like that. It's so beautiful.
I believe that's a fan submission. I think
it
is.
It's a fan submission
for the new team.
And,
by the way, Mary Z from the message boards of the old Dennis Miller show says, "Hello, everyone. Mary Z here. I'm so happy to see you. Mary Z, so happy to see you. We already talked about the Mets, and Sal has picked them to win the NL East. Oh, we'll get to the playoffs a little later.
Playoffs.
But playoffs. Jacob wants to rain on our baseball parade. Will the Olympics still happen next year? No, let's hope they never happen again.
That's harsh.
But yeah,
I don't like the Olympics.
You do?
No, a bunch of foreigners.
See, sometimes
it's 2020, right?
I sometimes don't know if you're like in a comedy like state of mind or you're just saying terrible things. And so at first I get really scared and offended, and then I think.
Yeah.
That's it's the right thing to do, folks.
It's the right thing to do.
It's all comedy.
David, I went to Melissa first the last time. As you ponder the NL Central, do you think that this is the year that the Pirates can do it? And I want to mention
do what?
I want to mention that on Twitter earlier tonight, James Cunningham said the good thing about a 60-game season is that the Pirates can't lose 100. It's basically what I said about the Mets.
But did you see what I responded?
Well, this was a different one. This was about the Mets. Douglas at Douglas, New York, Douglas and NYC. My wife and I have $100 bet as to when Cano will get hurt on Friday. She thinks Cano will pull a hammy driving to Citi Field on the LIE. I think. Wait, you'll like the tag. I think he'll make it all the way to the Whitestone Expressway.
New York humor.
That was very gold.
I've got too large. And this is a bit surf, I admit. I've got too large on the Throg's neck.
Living large on the Throg's neck.
Too large. And Melissa says this is amazing. So I wanted to give credit to Melissa and everyone in the chat. What do you think about these NL Central teams, David?
I like the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, I hate the Cardinals, but I expect them.
Well, I hate the Cardinals, because there's I hated Tony La Russa because I always thought he was an arrogant SOB. And how hard is it to tell Mark McGwire, who's all juiced up, Mark, hit the ball very far. He's a fucking genius.
Swing harder.
Swing harder, Mark. Genius. Baseball genius. Hall of Fame. Get a haircut, you hippie.
Melissa,
Tony,
who in the NL Central had the most balks last year?
That would be the Cincinnati Reds.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, actually. So are you picking them to win the NL Central, or is that the exception to your rule?
Believe it or not, that is not the exception.
So you're picking the Cincinnati Reds to win the NL
It's a 60-game season. Anything could happen, man.
Yeah, but not that.
Well, just wait.
That.
Just wait for later, and then you'll be like, "Oh, that's a valid one to not."
Yeah, I'm gonna grow my hair back. It's gonna happen.
It could happen.
You know why? Because I had to, because I want it to happen. That's why.
If you believe,
I believe. You gotta believe.
It's the power.
Is there anything coming back?
Oh my God! Yes, it's happening.
Really?
No.
Oh, sweet. Melissa, wait, blow on it.
No, I'm good.
Keeping it real with the National League. We look at the National League West. Let me pose my question a little differently this way. Melissa, do you think that the Dodgers will win less than 50 games out of 60?
Do I think? No. But do I hope? Hell yes.
No, it's not the question. The question is, when you get to play that many games against the D-backs, the Rockies, the Padres, the Giants, and then your interleague involves, the Astros, but they're not going to cheat anymore because they've got Dusty Baker. And so that means that not only are they not going to cheat, they're going to lose. So obviously then you also got the Angels, the A's, the Mariners, and the Rangers. And the Rangers are going to score a lot of runs.
Wow.
But
that is weak.
That's their schedule. That's the Dodgers' schedule for the whole year.
All right, I'll make a prediction.
Games. They could go like 55-5.
I'm gonna go with 51-9.
Okay, I'm being generous. I mean, I was just like, let's just say, you get a couple of off nights, the bullpen blows a game somewhere,
right?
But even the bullpen will blow a game, and then you score like 10 runs in the bottom. Yeah. I mean, Kenley Jansen, who tested positive for COVID-19, I don't think he had the virus, but he tested positive for it. He's literally, as we're speaking, at 9:40 p.m. Pacific time. He's on the mound right now. So,
really?
Wait, has he tested negative twice?
He must have.
He's in the game. He must have.
Wouldn't be. Yeah, he must have.
Yeah.
But
so,
as we're talking about the NL West, although very briefly, do have to say I am very proud of Buster Posey. I feel like he made a really tough decision, and that there's probably, there are definitely a lot of people, both that he knows and that he doesn't know, that are judging him for that decision. And I know it was probably a hard one to make, but I think he made the right one. And I think he should be very proud of himself for making such a difficult decision about this season for himself and his family.
I agree with that.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. And I think anybody who has decided to opt out, it's just there's too many variables. I don't know. I don't fault anybody. I also, at the same time, anybody who's like, yeah, I mean, this is kind of what I do. I'm going to go out there and play.
I've opted out of the last 10 years.
Yeah. You have players who wanted to use this as probably an opportunity to maybe showcase and get a good contract. Yasiel Puig had signed with the Braves, and unfortunately for him, before he reported to summer camp,
it's my Yasiel Puig impression.
Yasiel Puig caught COVID-19, which I found to be shocking, because to hear that he caught it, I just couldn't believe that it didn't bounce in front of him when he dove for it, and then roll around on the warning track and have an inside the park home run. I can't believe he caught it.
That was pretty good. I enjoyed that.
Long way to go, though, Christian.
It's hard. They're still rounding.
Okay, all right.
It's fine. But and so I feel like I don't quite know what that means. And to get back to the Braves for a minute, Freddie Freeman tested positive for it and was actually like sick.
He had it, yeah.
Yeah. You don't hear a lot of those. And by the way, if somebody who makes the cheese joke likes my Yasiel Puig joke, Jacob Downey, you'll get credit for that. So thank you very much. Much appreciated. In any case, sorry, for the audio version, he said LOL at the Bladtcast, and that was worth it. I forget that not everybody tunes in just to see this mug. Yeah, I legitimately, I can't see the Dodgers having a bad season when you see what their opposition is. And it's they're built to really beat up on bad teams, and they're only facing bad teams this year. The Astros are the best team that they're going to face, and
it's only 3 games. Is it 3 games or 6?
3 or 4. I don't know exactly what it is.
So maybe those are 2 losses.
Yeah,
so, right. So they'll go 58-2. That's like
should I write that down? Is that your?
No, I'm saying that's the best they could do.
So if you had to take your best guess, that I'm writing down and will remind you of,
I'll say 50-10.
Okay. What about you, Christian?
Was Christian 50-10?
I said 50-10. I posed it, but so I feel like I should take something different now. I'll go with what David. I'll go with what David said before. I'll go 55-5. But
oh my goodness gracious!
I felt like 50-10. I'm like, that's the minimum. That's why I was saying I was being kind. So,
well, Kenley Jansen is probably good to blow 5 games on his own.
Yeah,
always he seems to just
and
like he'll go to San Diego and he'll blow Saturday and Sunday's game.
Here's what I like about Jacob. He's a gambling man. He's taking the under. He's taking 49. Down. Yeah, Jacob is saying 49.
Jacob, we're holding you to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's also got some merchandising suggestions. We need a Bladtcast shirt with Christian's face on it, or a mug. Put your mug on a mug.
Oh my God, that's a tagline for a business. I mean, it should be.
I believe that Chip Chipperson said that, but that's besides the point. So yeah, look, that's what I'm seeing with the National League. It's dull, but when you talk about the playoffs, we'll start throwing in some wild things.
So who are your picks for the NL West division winners?
Are you talking to me?
Both of you. Are you both?
I just said that the Dodgers are going to win 55 games.
That doesn't mean that they win the division.
Oh, so you think that the Giants are going to win 56?
The Padres are going to be undefeated, Melissa.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
Anything can happen
in a 60-game season. Okay.
Just in general.
And that's true. In general, I had a day. Let me tell you.
Can you imagine if the playoffs are the Padres, the Reds, and the Marlins, and the National?
We'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah.
We'll give Melissa a parade down the Canyon of Heroes in New York City. Should that happen?
Nobody will show up.
I can't wait to check it.
They'll show up.
I can't wait to check in with you at the trading deadline and find out who's trading for more balks.
Has that been moved?
Is there a trading deadline?
It's August 31st.
It's August 31st?
Yeah, that's what I thought I read. But that also might be for fantasy baseball, now that I think
Oh, my God.
Are you in fantasy baseball, Melissa?
No, I did once, and it was all-consuming.
That was exactly what I was thinking. I did it once too, and it was all consuming.
Here checking in from Japan is Daniel Beck, who points out, yes, trading deadline. Daniel, he's right. I was right about that. Daniel is a huge Dodger fan, and that's how I actually got to know him. Really know him. He was a fan of the Dennis Miller Show, but interacting on Twitter in 2015 when the Mets beat the Dodgers in the NLDS. And the idea that the Mets would sweep the Cubs was foreign, and yet that happened. And then then the party stopped when Kansas City came to town. But he says, "Go Dodgers!" Did you hear, Daniel? Did you hear that we're trying to figure out if the Dodgers could possibly win less than 50 games out of 60? My initial question was, could the Dodgers win any less than 50? So I was saying the minimum they would do is 50-10. And I wanted to stand my ground in 50-10. And then David took my 50-10. So now I've backed myself into a corner, and I've said that the Dodgers are going to go 55-5 this season.
If Daniel wants to take a guess, I'm happy to write it down. And we can discuss it later.
It'll be a challenge. Daniel, you'll go on the record if you want to be conservative and say 40-20. That's still going to get you to the playoffs.
I would love that.
Let me just
40 and 20.
I did this a minute ago, but their entire schedule will be against the Diamondbacks, Rockies, Padres, Giants, Angels, Athletics, Mariners, Rangers, and one good team, the Astros. Literally one good team on their schedule.
How many are any of those teams above 500 except the Astros?
I mean, the season hasn't started, so
no, I'm saying from last year. I mean, they got the Diamondbacks are above 500. They had a good
they were
season.
last year. Yeah, okay. And the Rockies are capable of hovering around 500.
Yeah, but it depends a lot. Do they playing how many games against the Rockies? 6. Play everyone in the division. So
all right, so this is good.
Only 3 in Denver.
A little bit for those that are watching. Daniel says 41-19.
Got it.
I think
that's very conservative, Dan.
Those 19 losses will be, I think, very fluky last minute. But I think that whatever the opposite phrase of have their work cut out for them, whatever that phrase is, that's what the Dodgers have. Cakewalk or whatever you want to say. It's it's just hard to imagine that that any of those teams are going to be great, but we'll see. So before we talk about the American League, one of the reasons that I've never particularly been an American League fan is, one, that I'm a Mets fan, but two, I don't like the DH.
The DH is an abomination.
However, for the Mets, you don't have to have Cespedes play the field ever.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it.
But he will still get hurt.
Of course he will.
Yeah, of course.
He's still gonna he's still gonna play golf with a hockey stick. I mean, he's still gonna go canyoning. He's gonna skydive and forget his chute. Something like that's gonna happen to Cespedes, but
More likely a strained oblique.
When David and I were texting during that Mets exhibition game, Cano had a bad play, and I was like, any chance we could get 2 DHs? We just get an extra DH slot.
Yeah, just for the Mets.
I hate the designated hitter.
It's not
everything
baseball.
About it.
It's softball. You want to play Sunday softball? Put a beer at each base. That's the DH.
Anybody can be a manager with a DH. Case in point, Joe Torre did it and won won 4 World Series with it.
Yeah.
So literally anyone can do it. You don't have to double switch. And you know what? I can't even get mad at this. Daniel Cespedes will pull a hammy walking in his house. Yeah, probably.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, getting out of his Range Rover. And Jacob loves that Melissa's reaction faces. For those not watching, you're missing it. You should check it out on YouTube. The 5 feet away high five.
High five.
Yeah. So, but let's talk about the teams that are used to having the designated hitter. Does anybody expect much out of the team that I believe will be rechristened the Buffalo Wild Wings, the former Toronto Blue Jays, who will be playing at the homes of the Buffalo Bisons, which is not official.
Did they? Oh, not official.
No, it's not official. I saw a scenario where the Pirates have said, "You want to use our stadium? We're only using it for 30 games." And man, I would love to watch those.
I like that idea.
That's literally my favorite ballpark in all of MLB, the Pirates.
It's amazing.
So,
beautiful.
I think that would be great. But regardless of how good you think they might have been, what do you think that's going to do to that team? Think of the 2 scenarios. I'll ask you first, Melissa. 1, if they play in another major league park, or 2, if they play in a minor league park.
Well, I'm also thinking of the safety factor, and I think that's my number one concern for everybody. Safety factor, to cut down on the travel requirements, then it makes the most sense for them to play in Pittsburgh. That's just a happy medium. It's easy. But that also puts the staff who work at PNC Park at a heightened risk because they would be working more to clean more to keep up with 2 teams playing all the time. But I think to me, it's not a question of major league or minor league park. It's the location of the park, whether it's major league or minor league. And I think if you're asking Buffalo or Pittsburgh makes the most sense logistically.
What do you think, Sal, about playing? And it doesn't have to specifically be Pittsburgh. It's just that's something I was reading. Whether they play in a major league park or a minor league park. Personally, I would love to see the Mets play in Binghamton at the home of the former Binghamton Mets and later Binghamton Rumble Ponies. And then I believe that franchise is now folded. But what do you think, Sal?
I don't think it matters one way or the other. They're a very, very young team, and those guys have tremendous potential. And I think they're ready to, they would play in a sandlot at this point. Maybe if they have a 30-30 season, they've had a great year just because, these guys are finally learning. I'm talking about Biggio and Tatis Jr. and Bo Bichette. These guys are just learning how to play baseball. They've got tremendous talent, but still, it's going to take them this season, maybe next season, before they're a 500 team again. That's why I'm saying 30-30, tremendous achievement for them this year. So if it's in Pittsburgh, if it's in Buffalo, if it's in Florida, I think these guys are 30-30 in the best scenario at any of those ballparks.
Yeah, and look, I think credit to the Canadian government who is just like, no, we said we don't want any Americans coming here, and we meant it.
Canada hates foreigners.
Yeah, well, this is something for you to consider.
No,
I don't think that was the intent.
Put that on a mug, Melissa.
Sal, this I think is a good time to bring out your old admonition that you used to have on the.
Oh no, I'm not doing that anymore.
You can't do that anymore.
No, I can't do it anymore. It's
How about just the first? How about just the first part?
It's politically sensitive. I don't want to go there.
All right. Well, you would always point out that foreigners were different. Let's just leave it there. Okay. Okay. We'll get the one step.
You said it. I didn't.
Foreigners, you're right. Foreigners are not different. You're right.
Foreigners have made America what it is today.
By the way,
I'm a foreigner. You're a foreigner. Melissa's a foreigner.
So, let's talk about the American League. We're almost an hour in. I guess we should talk about the American League. And it's not just the way that they played against the Mets in those two exhibition games. I mean the Yankees. It's just like even in a full season, their pitching is often marginal. They always have a couple of actual good pitchers, but if you look at the whole staff, you're like, how do those guys win that many games? You know. So I think that they're going to bully their way to an American League East title.
What?
Melissa, you don't think so?
I'm just talking about American League East.
Yeah,
I'm not picking them in the playoffs against them.
Well, based
on
box.
All right.
They had the fewest box of any team in the American League East last year.
You know, some people would say that
I'm crazy. Yes,
that's the best thing.
Yes, some people would, but they would not be me.
Less box would be good. That's what I would think.
If you're a player, sure, but as a spectator, it's the best part of the game.
So
anything.
I remember listening to on the radio. I remember the name of the pitcher for the Phillies because it was such a crazy. It was a walk-off balk. It was an
it sounds like the Mets. What do you mean?
Yeah, well, it's not. The Mets are not involved in this game, believe it or not.
I can't.
It was an interleague game. This is 2001. I remember what job I had while I was just sitting in the car listening to this Yankee game. So it was the Phillies, bases loaded, and the pitcher's name was Rich Vosberg, which sounds like a guy who is definitely trying to get stage time at the Comedy Cellar, but he had a bases loaded walk-off balk, and a bases loaded walk-off walk is painful enough. 1999 playoffs. Thanks, Kenny Rogers. But a walk-off balk, Melissa, is there anything better than that? Seeing that, would you rather see a walk-off balk or a no-hitter?
Definitely depends on the team. Definitely depends on the circumstance. But if you have a walk-off balk, the likelihood that it is a walk-off balk during a no-hitter seems very slim, although possible.
Sure.
But you could still have both.
Yeah, because if it's like a nothing no-hitter, and it's the bottom of the ninth, and then they load the bases, and
oh my God, you've just given me something to look forward to.
So a guy would get in other words, you're saying a guy would get his no-hitter
and a loss.
And a loss.
Oh, I mean, sure.
Winning run.
I was thinking that the other team would have the balk, and so the pitcher doing the no-hitter isn't the one who balks.
He wins. Right. He wins 1-0 on a balk by the other team.
Yeah.
In other words, you get it bottom of the ninth. Let's say he's pitching away. He's the visiting pitcher. So it's 0-0, no-hitter, goes to the bottom of the ninth, and they load the bases. The team that the guy is pitching a no-hitter for, they load the bases, and the opposing pitcher balks in the winning run. There's his no-hitter. They win 1-0.
Got it. See, I was thinking the other way around.
Okay.
But either way,
it's
a no-hitter ending on a balk?
walk-off balk. Oh my God.
I think
That's
that
never
I
happened. Someone call.
I would eat an excessive amount of cheese, and that is something because what I do on a daily basis is already considered eating an excessive amount of cheese.
Okay, cheese.
That's me.
What did I have on my burger today? It was like I think I had goat cheese on my burger today.
Wow.
I went to the counter and I chose my cheese very carefully.
Did you eat out back at the patio there?
Right on Ventura Boulevard, yes.
Yeah. Oh, I thought.
No, sorry. I went to the one in Studio City.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
There's one in Studio City. The counter in Studio
Oh yeah,
City.
I drove past it the other day.
Oh, look at that.
And I thought about eating the food.
But I did not. Was your server wearing a welder's mask?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Kenu Putt, you said sorry I'm late. You
is that like
certainly need to have some kind of written note explaining why you're late. I'm going to bet this is one of Jacob's friends. So, and Daniel pointed out no Herman, Severino will get hurt or suspended. Both of those things probably true. Obviously, the Herman part's true. But I don't see any problems for them. I think that the Yankees will have their toughest problem with the interleague games against the NL East, not the Red Sox, Orioles, Rays, or Jays. But go ahead, David.
No, I can't see the Yankees having trouble against anybody. I mean, they're just going to bomb people into submission.
No, I think they are going to bomb. I think they will be terrible.
The opening,
the Yankees,
the opening day,
whoa. Let's hear from Melissa. Yankees going to be terrible.
All right.
No, Christian.
So the opening game of the season is
lay out
Yankees and the and the Nationals. So like Thursday, there's just the two games, and some would say that could very easily be our World Series matchup. But Melissa, you seem, and you did change your name to Cheese, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, I see it now.
That is
me. Severino, Ken Put says Severino is already hurt and out for the season. Herman is suspended for the season. I didn't think Severino was already out.
Wait, is Herman the guy that almost retired and then took it back?
Yeah. And Daniel's saying boo because I'm not saying Yankees Dodgers in the World Series. I haven't done my official pick yet. I just said it's possible. I already picked the Phillies to win the NL East, so the Nats would have to get in as a wild card. So don't worry, you'll see what our picks are. I'm just saying it's possible, and I was trying to get out of Melissa. You don't have to like the Yankees. I don't like the Yankees. I don't like anything about them, but I just feel like they're better than the other teams in that division. We're not even talking about deep in the playoffs. I mean, we will. But right now, I'm just looking at it and I'm like, yeah.
I think the Yankees are overly ambitious because of this 60-game season, because of all of these players that they will now have available for opening day that they wouldn't have had the season started as scheduled. And I think that they have this mentality of, oh, thank goodness we have all of our guys healthy, ready to go, that they're gonna burn out fast. I think they're being way too eager, and it's gonna lose momentum much faster than they would, even in a 162-game season.
Well, Daniel wanted to point out I can feel the sarcasm here because wild cards never win the World Series. Wild card, no, he's making the point that it happens a lot.
Right.
In fact, I know off the top of my head, 2002. 2003, 2004, 3 years in a row, the Angels, the Marlins, and the Red Sox. Those were all wild card teams. So yes, absolutely. And I'm just but Ken points out Herman said he quit and then took it back a day later, so he pulled the Larry David. Right. Like, I quit, and then he showed up for work on Monday. And
the Nats were a wild card. He's saying.
Yeah. No, I know. I know. I'm just saying that he's right.
Right.
But
Uvula Scrimshaw
says, I don't follow baseball, but the Bladtcast is 27 Yankees podcasts.
Thank you, Uvula.
Damn right. It is absolutely the 27
Oh my
Yankees.
God. I think that's Jay.
No, that's not Jay. I know this person.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Is he
Unless
in the house?
Jay watches the Bladtcast all the time, I don't think so.
Where are you, Melissa?
Some would say, by the way,
house?
that some would
You
say
live with your husband, right?
Yeah, he's over there.
Oh, okay.
Some would say that the Mets are the 62. Sorry, the Bladtcast is the 62 Mets of podcasts. But I hope. And Jacob agrees with Uvula Scrimshaw.
Thank you, Jacob.
And then Uvula says, I'm not Jay. I know Uvula.
That's valid.
Uvula Scrimshaw goes back to the DMZ message boards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then it's definitely not Jay.
Yeah. Do you know your husband? I mean, I'm still shocked.
Do you really know your husband?
I'm shocked you married somebody that doesn't like baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, I am too.
Let's see.
All right.
Let's read this letter from Jay. Dear Sal, please don't tell Melissa where I've gone.
He would never do that.
Okay.
It was also addressed Dear Penthouse Forum, but
yeah, right.
Call back. So, Melissa, if the Yankees aren't the best team in the AL East, who is? Who had the most?
The Rays.
Write it down, Christian.
Did I break him?
I think so. His sound is.
Christian, you're muted. You're back.
Hey,
you did that to me. You with the Rays? No, well, because I hit the wire.
Oh,
because you with the Rays, you pick the Rays to win the World Series like every year, don't you? Or at least 1 year you did. Yeah,
I think it was last year.
I think it was last year. It's like there was the year that they could have won the World Series, the year that they lost to the Phillies.
I don't think they're that bad.
They're not that bad. And they should be used to playing in empty stadiums.
Exactly. They have a benefit.
No, I do remember watching a Marlins game, by the way, where there were literally 500 people in the stands.
Oh, you know that joke?
No, that's literally a fact.
No. There's an old terrible joke. You know, there's a team like the Marlins, 500 people. So a guy calls and says, "Yeah, I'd like 2 tickets to the game." I said, "Fine, sir." The guy says, "What time is the game?" And the ticket person says, "What time can you get here?"
I love that joke. I was at a Mets Expos game at Olympic Stadium that had like 8,000 people. But there was a Marlins day game during the week. It literally had 500 people. That wasn't tickets sold, but actual attendance was 500.
Wow.
Uvula Scrimshaw points out that the name is something that Salman said back on the old radio show. I don't remember what it was about. I remember that name's been around, but I don't even think I remember that. I usually consider myself the ombudsman of the old radio show. And Ken says, I hope the NL will keep the DH from now on. Boo! I've always hated that baseball had different rules for different leagues. Okay, that I agree with, but they shouldn't have the stupid DH.
DH is a stupid idea in every league.
Yeah, but it's here to stay. It's here to stay.
On a side note, Ken, I just started golfing. Is that a training thing in your avatar? Just answer me whenever. Pulled the emergency brake on the whole show.
And Daniel says boo to the DH because obviously people who like real baseball. And by the way, boo to the Tampa Bay Rays. You know, enough of the Rays. Get contracted already.
Hey,
move. They were supposed to play. There was like a proposal that they were going to play half their home games in Montreal, which it's a good thing they didn't do that because then they'd have to go play in Buffalo too.
Yeah.
Do I want to talk about the AL Central?
Sure you do. Yeah.
Oh, you have to. You got your White Sox. You got your Cleveland Indians who are going to have to change their name.
Thank goodness.
Here's a suggestion. What is my suggestion going to be for the new Cleveland team, David?
I don't know.
The Cleveland Steamers, Detroit Tigers, the Kansas City Royals.
Why didn't I see that?
Usually you see the Cleveland Steamer coming. And by the way, they're...
Wait, I have to recover. Melissa doesn't even know what that means.
We've had this conversation on air before.
Oh, we have? Oh,
yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Daniel has a good suggestion, the Cleveland River Fires, but I'm going to stay with the Cleveland Steamers, and that their AAA team should be the Columbus glass bottom boats.
The Columbus Danny Thomases.
Steamers like a choo-choo train. Thank you, Evelyn Scrimshaw. Well, we had a good 70 minutes, and now it's devolved into this.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not following baseball close enough anymore, but I think the Indians are still the best team out of those those five. Yeah, I think that
the White Sox are coming. They've got
but I don't know that they're coming fast enough. You know.
All right.
Yeah.
You think the White Sox will win the division this year?
I think they make the playoffs.
But you think they win the division, or you think they're going to be a wild card?
No, they'll be a wild card.
So then, who do you think wins the division? Because Melissa's taking notes. Remember?
Man.
Well, I'll let Daniel weigh in while you think about it. The Twinkies, and I do think that the Twins. I do think that the Twins are better. It's a good thing that they don't play in the Metrodome anymore, because that's an indoor venue. And I feel like that's that's much more difficult for social distancing and spatial. Are the Rays because even if the Blue Jays played in Toronto, that's a retractable roof. But I think that the Rays are the only ones playing indoors. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But so what do you think, Sal? So you don't think the White Sox are going to win the division? You think they're going to be a wild card?
I think they'll be a wild card, and we won't be expecting it. But they've got some good young players, and they should be able to do it.
Yeah, no. The Twins playing Target Field Downtown Stadium. No, I know that they don't play in the Metrodome anymore. I went to a game in the Metrodome, a game starting for the Minnesota Twins. Young kid named Johan Santana.
I know how about that.
That was a good game.
Familiar.
Yeah, it was a good game. But anyway, so I don't think anybody else plays indoors other than the Rays. So Melissa, if we're so wrong, help us be right. He said the White Sox. I said the Tribe.
Wait. Oh, right.
Yeah.
The Tigers.
I mean,
okay. Name a player on the Tigers.
Tony the Tiger.
Okay.
I heard tell that he's great. I believe Miguel Cabrera is still on the roster, unless I'm mistaken.
Okay, so Christian named a player on the Tigers.
I feel like this was the same team you did. Like you asked me about last year when I said this, or maybe it was the Rays.
Yeah.
Maybe list people.
Do they still have Cecil Fielder?
No.
What?
Tony Clark?
Nope.
What year is it?
But Alan Trammell and Lou Whitaker are still the Keystone combo. Key to that joke? Keystone combo.
Keystone combo, absolutely.
Was it Keystone or Keister?
UBS Scrimshaw makes a good point. The Diamondbacks play in an indoor stadium because Phoenix is hot as hell. That is also a retractable roof.
Yeah.
And I think that they're going to play all evening starts, so it'll be down to a balmy 108 at first pitch. But it's a good point that I knew that somebody, I just wasn't thinking about it. But yeah, so the D-backs have the potential to be playing indoors, and I think that they do usually keep the roof closed.
I don't think they're going to open the roof for 108 degrees.
No, it's there's too much COVID outside in Phoenix. They're actually safer inside with the roof closed. So, all right. So the Tigers, and is that based on box?
Of course.
So we only have one division left, so we're gonna have to get your pick that is not based on box.
Very excited.
I feel like it's the Astros mostly because I'm lazy. But I feel like it's a process of elimination because it's not the Angels, it's not the A's, it's not the Mariners, it's not the Rangers. It's the musical chairs. The only team left is the Astros. Somebody's gonna win that division.
Yep.
The Astros will figure out a new way to cheat. It's gonna be the Astros. The Astros are gonna win that division. Do you have any thoughts on any of the other teams in the division, David, or should we ask Melissa about Bucks?
I think we should ask Melissa about Bucks. But first,
I agree. This
just in from Jay. Dear Sal, send money.
Well, that's news to me.
Yeah.
Wait, so who's your pick? So wait, Christian, you picked the Astros.
Yeah, we both picked the Astros. And by the way, from the back of that comic book from before is this ad for Frogger 2.
Oh,
Beyond the Pond.
Is there a Sea Monkeys ad in there?
I'll have to look, but I don't think so. I don't think this is the Sea Monkeys era. Yeah, I think that's a little bit earlier than this. This is a lot of like Atari 2600 video games, like literally Mario Brothers. Anyway, all right. So tell us about the. Daniel makes a great point about that. The Asterix, Astros, and Jacob says the Astros. Nolan's back, baby. Yeah, of course he is.
Sure, 80-year-old Nolan Ryan.
The West has it worse because of all the travel in such a short period. That's true. They do have a lot of ground to cover. If you think about because you're going to play your interleague between having to go to Seattle and out to Colorado.
Is he talking American or national?
I'm factoring them both in. But
no,
if
can you putt talking American League or National League?
Okay, you're going to play both because of interleague. That's why I'm saying that. But
I understand.
Just within division, you got Seattle and you've got essentially Dallas, where the Rangers play. So that's a pretty wide stretch. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, when you look at it for like the Red Sox having to play in Tampa, it's not that different, but it is something to be said. That's a lot of ground for sure. All right, Melissa, tell us your West.
Well,
your Kanye West.
This is my little cheat division because if we're going based off 2019 box, then the Angels would win, and that is laughable even to me.
Yeah, all right. See, that's really sensible.
Then it went down the line. Astros had 8, and they deserve nothing. So I moved on.
Okay.
The A's and the Mariners both had 4.
And so they're going to tie?
Well, that makes no sense. So I kept going. And the only one left was the Rangers. And that's where we are.
Right, until the solution fit your assumptions, which are based on nothing.
Well, I think some people would say I have a very sophisticated outlook because I picked the weirdest statistic and I base everything around it.
Okay, so the Rangers are your pick. I should have researched this. Are there going to be more than 2 wild card teams in each league? Are they bringing more teams in because of the shortened season?
I believe they are.
Yeah.
I can't be.
So are there going to be
somebody
2?
Can do some research on that. And
are there going to be 4 wild card teams? I feel like if Daniel's still there, he'll know because he pays better attention. Has Trout opted out yet? I don't know that he's going to, but if he
does he have an opt out in that contract? I don't know.
No, you can opt out. You can opt out. Anyone can opt out of this season.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
No, you were just thinking of generally what that meant. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about some wild card teams. Since we're in the AL, let's do that first. So, who do you see as teams who could also be good enough to make the playoffs?
Well, I mentioned the White Sox.
You mentioned the White Sox, but you picked them as your winner, so you could then pick the Indians.
I thought you picked the Indians.
No, I picked the Indians.
He picked the Indians.
Right, I thought you picked the Indians for your wild card.
Me?
Yeah. I'll cross it out, but it's going to ruin my My
No, don't
make it personal.
No.
People should know that when we met Melissa, she was keeping score at Dodger Stadium at a Mets game, and she had brought all of her highlighters, and you were like dozens of rows in front of us. We just kept watching you, writing in that. I was like, and you were wearing, Mets clothes. We gotta go talk to her.
Yeah, right. She's as big a loser as we are.
It's so true. I have my book right here.
Cool.
Of course you do.
Wait.
Is it every game that you go to?
It's most games I go to. If I'm with a particular,
you're gonna get to save that ink this year.
I know.
Oh, look at that. That's gorgeous.
And this was the year that the 7 line was coming. The 7 line was coming to Dodger Stadium this year. I saw it on my calendar yesterday. It was the second week of August.
Yeah.
So that hurts.
Well, they released the 2021 schedule, and the Mets are in LA for a weekend series again next year. And by I mean what was supposed to be this year.
But they were also supposed to play the Angels and the A's this year.
Right.
So
we had some road trips planned.
I know. I had already spent a lot of the money that my wife was going to make this year, so that Sal and I could stay at the Pickwick Hotel in San Francisco.
Right. If
you ever find out that
considerations for the Bladtcast provided by the Pickwick
if you ever find out that Sal and I are taking a hetero baseball trip to the Bay Area, just look us up. Look us up at the Pickwick. I'll be staying under my alias, Lance Johnson.
I'll be under my alias, Uvula Scrimshaw.
All right, Melissa, you first. Who are your wild card teams in the American League?
The White Sox and the Red Sox.
So you just like the word Sox, and like that's easy enough. What did you think? So, David, you're picking the White Sox?
I'm picking the White Sox. I'm picking the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's see. The Minnesota Twins. How many teams is that? 4, right? Or is that 3? Melissa, did I mention?
Yeah, I'm still trying to.
I have. Well, I thought you said the Sox were gonna win the division.
I did say that, so I'm picking the Twins as a wild card team.
Oh, okay. So I have Indians, Rays, and Twins.
Yes, that's it, right? Or are they adding more wild cards?
That was 3.
Okay, they're adding another one?
I don't know, but you just named 3 teams.
Okay, good.
I don't know.
Am I supposed to name another one?
I don't know. I only named 2. It's very late at night. Nothing makes sense anymore.
This is good. Okay. Tampa Bay.
Yeah, got that one.
Can I buy a vowel?
Sure.
Jacob will be staying under John Cusack. If you see
Clever.
the visual, it's John, the letter Cusack. I'll be UV Scrimshaw. I'll be staying under the name Sidney Applebaum. I'm glad Melissa liked that. I know it's a popular pick, but I think it's Dodgers and Yankees in the World Series. Stay tuned. You might hear that pick again. And I just like that Uvula Scrimshaw.
Okay, Uvula, settle down.
All right, so I couldn't find an answer of how many goddamn wild card teams there's going to be this year. This is the one thing I should have looked up ahead of time. And
well, let's figure this out. There's 3 divisions. Okay, so if there's 3 wild card teams, then it's 2, 4, 6. So 6 teams. Then you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Okay.
The playoffs will hang on. So according to NBC Sports, the All-Star game was canceled. The playoffs are still expected to start. To see 2 wild cards from each league. Wild cards play 1-game playoff. So,
so I have to subtract a team.
Yeah, so I think that there's and by the way, Ken points out it's almost 1:30 a.m. here in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I don't mind. This is fun. Thanks, everyone. I can't tell if you're going or not, but thanks for tuning in either way.
Ken,
all right.
I appreciate your intensity.
Let's just go with 2 wild cards in each league. Just and if we're wrong, Melissa will have made a note of it.
Well, I will go with the Minnesota Twins again.
So the Minnesota Twins.
Yes, and the Tampa Bay Rays.
Okay.
Got it. Christian, what are you thinking?
God, it's so popular to pick the Rays. I do like the Twins. And God, there's so much garbage in the AL West. You know what? The A's, because the teams are so bad that somebody else, like I said, you just have to string together some wins. So I've got the Twins and the A's. Ken is staying for sure. Jacob's glad. #baseball. Everybody wins. All right, so those are my American League wild cards, which, my heart's not really in that. I don't really care. So my National League wild cards, I will pick the. I don't want to pick the Cubs. So just based on nothing, I'm going to pick the Brewers. And I'm going to pick the Nationals. I can't pick the Mets. I want to, but I can't. I can't do it. Can't do it. I want to, and I want to be wrong. I definitely want to be wrong. So
I want to be wrong.
So I've got So I've got the Brewers and the Nationals for the wild card. Division winning Philadelphia Phillies and St. Louis Cardinals. And Jacob, this is the J Cubbies, the J Cubs, because his name is Jacob. Thought it was Melissa's husband for a second. I got confused.
I
see a bit happening. Sal, did you get another letter?
No.
This just in from Jay. Dear Sal, I've made a terrible mistake.
Oh, that's awful. But here, this is kind of Daniel.
Wait,
he's picked.
This is in from Jay. I love my wife.
Oh, he's so sweet.
All right, I bought it back.
P.S. I still hate baseball. Daniel has picked the Mets for me as a wild card, so thank you. I don't think anybody wants to see the Nationals, but I just don't feel good about it. Sal, your NL wild cards.
My NL wild cards: the Philadelphia Phillies
and
the Atlanta Braves.
Whoa, 3 teams from the NL East.
I think you had 3 teams from the NL East last year too. I could just look. I have it right here.
There have been multiple years where 3 teams from the NL Central have made it. Like the Pittsburgh would host that wild card playing game every year and lose it. They lost it like 3 years in a row, having home field advantage, and which is what happened to the Mets in 2016. They had home field advantage against the Giants, and everybody was just swinging for the fences off Madison Bumgarner. You don't want to bunt. You don't want to draw a walk. Maybe something. Anyway, Melissa, your National League wild card.
Rockies, because I'll never give up on them.
Okay.
And the Braves.
Yeah, the Braves is a very.
I think I've made it very clear that I give up on very few teams.
Can I ask a Rockies question?
I don't have an answer.
No. Christian.
Daniel Murphy is still on the team.
No. Seriously. Can you pull up their schedule? Is that possible? I want to see how many. They should be playing 30 games home, 30 games on the road, right?
Yeah, of course. I don't need to look it up to see that.
Okay. So normally their home record is way out of whack to their road record. So, Melissa, how do you see that breaking down in terms of, road wins versus home wins for Colorado to get them to the playoffs?
Well, I compared it. I compared those guys, the NL West, to the AL West, which means nothing.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Well, no. I genuinely think that. Okay. Well, yes, I did look at box. Big surprise. They tied with the Dodgers for the most last year in the NL West. But I think if you compare the 2 Western divisions, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, I don't think it's as crazy as the Dodgers versus the other 9 teams.
Mm-hmm.
But it's on that side of
I did a little research
balance.
and I was able to look up the Rockies' schedule.
Uh-huh.
They play 15 of their first 20 games at Coors Field.
Oh, wow.
So, if I had that information, I would definitely pick them for a wild card.
But guess what?
Listen, hang on. None of those games are against the Dodgers, their first 20 games. They then play them at Dodger Stadium the following weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So their first week is the Padres, the Giants, the Mariners. You go on to the D-backs and the Rangers. So they could definitely make some hay. I will not take back my pick, but I kind of want to pick the Rockies over the Nationals now. I don't know if that's allowed by the judges. If I can cross it. No, because I can't make Melissa cross it out. No, sticking with the Nationals.
No,
sticking with the Nationals. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I don't want to do that to you. No, I don't want to do it.
It's easy if you can write it in a different color ink, Christian.
No. Please don't. Please don't. I don't want it to look messy. Okay.
You don't want it to look messy. It's a mess already.
Yeah, so hold it up. Let's see how.
I have to type it later. So this is.
Oh my goodness
gracious! These are the divisions, and then this is the wild cards.
All right, fuck the Nationals. I'm taking the Rockies instead.
Whoa.
Cross out the Nationals.
Whoa, that's strong. What a flex by Chris.
That's right.
Okay, I got it.
I'm mad with power. And Ken does point out big advantage for the Rockies. Great point, Christian. I still don't think that they're going to do well against the Dodgers. No, well, you brought it up, but I did the fucking research.
But also,
okay.
So
you stole my point.
Also, how many balks do they have at Coors Field?
The balk thing fit in perfectly with that.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Good.
So don't discount my balk thing because the one time you questioned it, I was right.
Okay, good.
Batting 1,000.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
I don't know.
All right, so who is? All right, so let's get through the playoffs now.
I need another piece of paper.
We're 90 minutes in, so
I have a suggestion. Do you have any pieces of paper bigger than a postage stamp?
Not that I can write on.
Okay, just carry on.
Look, here's my National League playoffs is the Dodgers will beat the Phillies or the wild card or the Cardinals.
That's way too many things to write down.
I know. So I'm trying to think of how to put them together. So let's say the Dodgers would play the wild card because the Dodgers have already got a 55-5 record in my world.
Don't you have to do the wild card game, Christian?
Do you want me to pick who wins the wild card game? Sure. The Rockies win the wild card game and lose to the Dodgers in 5.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay. So here I'll just go through and do all of it. We'll each do the whole league. So that's that heat, and I would say that. I'm going to pick the Phillies to beat the Cardinals. I don't like either team, but I really don't like the Cardinals. And again, it's not based on facts. It's based on feelings, all right? And so then the Phillies will beat the Cardinals, and then the Dodgers will beat the Phillies and advance to the World Series. So that is my National League. Do I need to say any of that again, Melissa?
I got it.
Okay.
I don't know how, but I did.
Sal?
Yes, sir. Yes. I'm doing a bit. Okay, so the wild card game, Atlanta, and what was my other pick, Melissa? I'm sorry.
Phillies.
Okay, so Atlanta and the Phillies play the wild card game. The Phillies win that. The Dodgers crush the Phillies. The Mets lose to the Cardinals.
Whoa, hold on. Dodgers beat Phillies. Okay.
I've
Mets
seen that show
lose
before.
To the Cardinals?
Mets lose to the Cardinals. I think I've seen that. Yeah,
well, it's coming again.
1987, 2006. Yeah,
it's a reboot. Yeah. This time Tina Fey is in it.
And then Dodgers Cardinals. Who takes that?
I believe the Dodgers are going to take that.
Here you go. All right. Melissa, I'm sure you're not picking the Dodgers to be National League champs. So what do you have?
All right. So for Rockies Braves, I'm going to go with Braves.
Mm-hmm.
And then blah, 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 blah. I don't know what I'm reading anymore. Braves will play the Phillies.
You guys have the same wild card game. Oh no, that's not the wild card game. That's the NLDS for you. Never mind.
The Braves are gonna beat the Phillies, and then how did I end up with this? Reds Dodgers. Well, I have to pick the Dodgers. That'd just be stupid.
All right. Well, at least there's a sensible moment here where you're not picking the Reds to beat the Dodgers. So wait, we all have the Dodgers as National League champs.
Yes, but
yeah. Well,
wait, no, I didn't get that far yet.
Okay, all right, everybody,
settle down.
They'll play the Braves to see who will win, and the Braves will.
You got the Braves winning?
Well, because I won't pick the Dodgers. That's just
Freddie Freeman's got the Rona, right?
He had it.
He's back.
Yasiel Puig's got the Rona, right?
Yasiel Puig he is insignificant to me. Wherever he is, useless. That was mean.
So this is what Melissa's going to be like watching the playoffs.
I will never do that. I yelled at a bunch of people. I went to a Kansas City Chiefs game this past September.
Really?
Yeah. And I complained the entire time. I was with my dad. Complained the entire time about how ridiculous it is that between the Chiefs and the Braves, there is still this deep-rooted racism in it. And my dad was like, okay, you're at a game. I was like, but this is racist. And I got really upset about it. And it's been all consuming.
One of the quite possibly the
Kansas City.
Settle down.
All right.
You can ask your question. Let me finish my thought. I think the only giveaway I've ever turned down at a stadium is one of those red foam tomahawks at a Braves game. I was just like, nah.
Good for you.
Keep it. I was also there to the Mets. Okay, now Sal, you want to ask her?
Well, just on background, Melissa, what were you doing in the Kansas City Chiefs game?
They were playing the Ravens.
Oh, okay. There you go.
But now you need to explain for well, Daniel, I don't even know that I feel like I'm too upset about the idea that cancel culture will cancel the tomahawk. You've got the Redskins are changing their names, and the Indians are going to follow suit. The Braves already did away with Chief Nakahoma, so
I knew that was coming.
Of course you did.
Christian, Christian referred to Chief Nakahoma.
Look, we can't do a baseball show if we don't talk about Chief Nakahoma, who is, look, he's not the cartoon character like Chief Wahoo. You're so excited about Chief Nakahoma that your internet kicked out because you were so excited about Chief Nakahoma.
I was not excited about Chief Nakahoma. I was laughing because of how racist it is, and that 40 years ago when they had him dancing behind the left field fence, people thought this was entertainment. So,
either that or they were just hoping for some rain.
Oh my! See what he did there?
Let's see. No way the organist will play the Tomahawk song. But I think that that's. I mean, I don't think that they're going to have the organist right now. That sort of thing. We've got David with some connection issues, but I think he's back now. Let's see. There you are. You're having some connection issues. So
Melissa,
let's.
Well, there we are.
Yeah, it took you a minute, but we can see you. All right. So Melissa, you've got the Braves in the World Series.
Apparently.
Melissa, could you get really behind that pick like you did just there?
No.
All right. So let's talk about the American League East. We got Well, actually, we're going to talk about the American League. We did our wild card, right? We actually picked our wild card. It was
Christian, yours was Twins A's.
Thank you. The winner of that team is the Major League. I don't give a shit. But for the sake of this conversation, let's say the Twins win it. It's not. It doesn't matter because they're going to lose to the Yankees because the Twins always lose to the Yankees in the playoffs. And then let's see the other matchup would then be I had the Indians and the Astros. That's actually not a bad matchup, but the Astros will win that.
So the Twins are going to play the Yankees?
Twins are going to lose to the Yankees.
Okay.
And the Indians are going to lose to the Astros.
Mm-hmm.
The Yankees are going to beat the Astros and go on to the World Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. It'll be 1981 all over again.
Who's going to win that?
Well, has everybody? I'm not going to pick my World Series winner.
Don't do it yet.
Yeah. Don't worry.
I'm confused because that's late.
I know. Well, it gets late early here, as your Barrett said. Sal, what's your American League playoffs?
My American League playoffs. It was Tampa Bay versus
Twins
versus Minnesota.
Yeah.
I like Minnesota in that game.
I would too.
And Minnesota will play the Yankees. The Yankees will win. Chicago will play. Who do I have there? American League West.
You
pick
have
the Astros here, right?
The Astros,
right? Astros will win that. Yankees, Astros, Yankees, Dodgers, Yankees.
All right. Uvula Scrimshaw, Twinkies always lose to the Yankees. Often they get swept. That's true. That extra inning game, Twins versus Yankees, was great. Yeah, there's great games, but all right. So before we do our World Series winner, Melissa, your American League playoffs are.
So I've got White Sox, Red Sox, and I'm going to go red. And then
that seems logical. Sure.
Red Sox, Rays. We're going to go Red Sox, but I don't like it. Tigers, Rangers. I'll go, I guess, Rangers, but that's bad. And then, oh my God, this is terrible. How did I get here? Red Sox, Rangers. Ooh, Red Sox. This is a mess. All right, Braves, Red Sox.
Red Sox, Rangers. Yikes. Daniel wants to know, will opposing teams pipe in trash can sounds when the Asterix visit? Absolutely, they will.
Every time I've seen someone type the word asterisk today, I learned this today about Costco, in case anyone else is interested. The little price sign thing they have that tells you what the item is. There's an asterisk there. It means that Costco is going to be taking it out of their stores, their rotation, at least for the time being, in the near future. Fun fact about Costco. I don't know how I've come to this
that was
point.
it. I was waiting for the fun fact.
Yeah, that was. Well, she should have prefaced it, fun fact about Costco, then deliver the fun fact.
I'm not a comedian. It's 10:43 p.m.
Okay.
And everything is confusing.
We're gonna try and wrap it up by 10:45. So, so Melissa has chosen in the year 2020, the year of our Lord, she has chosen a matchup of two teams with great track records on race: the Boston Red Sox and the Atlanta Braves. Who do you see winning that matchup?
The Braves.
I mean,
what?
No, don't do that.
Racist.
That's you. That's what you're doing. Sal, you've already said that you got the Yankees beating the Dodgers.
Yes, I do have that.
Well, I want to keep it interesting and keep it different, but I also think this is what'll happen. I do think when you get to the World Series, pitching will make a difference, and I don't want to be a jinx for Daniel, but I would say that the Dodgers would beat the Yankees. Although I do believe that that'd be a very well played World Series, and two of Melissa's least favorite teams. But I still think that's a good matchup, and that I will enjoy watching it on television or at least on an app probably
I have
my
a
fault.
weird sense of deja vu right now, and I could be wrong. But Christian, I think I remember you saying last year that if the Dodgers and the Yankees ended up in the World Series, you wouldn't watch.
Yeah, but I used to be able to go outside. Do stuff.
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah. There's not a lot of great feelings, but I do think it would be a well played game. What am I going to do? Watch the NBA? No, I'll watch that World Series. It's fine.
From the Orlando bubble.
Yeah. Well, no, the NBA will finish this season and then a week later start the next season. So
yeah,
they're going to take a fortnight maybe. So you've got the Braves winning the World Series. I've got the Dodgers. Salman has the Yankees. So we're going to have to see. And let's hope that the season is played to completion and we have a playoffs. And Ken is with Salman, got the Yankees winning it all if he didn't say it before. So Ken's on your team. So and your team is the Bronx Bombers.
Yeah.
So, all right.
I'm not a Yankee fan, by the way. I'm a professional.
Yeah, it's all right. You're a professional. I'm not a Dodgers fan. I just I look, if I pick them to win, if I pick them to go 55-5, although there's the 2001 season, the Mariners won 119 games in the World Series, and I think they were out in the first round. So it doesn't really mean anything. All right, so that's all we've got for now. I know it took us an hour and 45 minutes to get here, but I'm glad we're here. Melissa's not glad we're here because she didn't have any cheese. But
and that's just the general state.
Melissa fell asleep 45 minutes ago.
Melissa, do you want people to follow you on Twitter or do you want them to leave you alone?
People can follow me that just know that my tweets are very limited. But when I do tweet, it's usually about cheese. Just kidding.
And baseball.
And box.
At Melissa Wine, MELISWEIN. And Salman, where do people find you on the Twitter and the Instagram?
They can find me on the Twitter at DWeiss, WEISS, DWeiss Comedy. That's on the Twitter.
What about you? So that you don't think they want the DWeiss pics on Instagram?
I really don't want to see pictures of your dog. I just, I don't post.
You don't have to follow them. They could just follow you.
I don't have anything on my Instagram.
You do. I tagged you in it earlier tonight, don't you?
I didn't look. More pictures of your kids?
No. Well, then you must follow me if you've seen that.
The pictures of your kids, Christian, are really cute.
Christian has beautiful children. And
thank you. Well, they look like their mother.
Heather, if you're still awake, what are you doing?
By the way, Ken did go to bed because it's 1:45 where he is. He says, "Good night, all. Thanks again, everyone. Try disc golfing if you want."
That's what that thing is.
Yeah, that must be what that is.
To catch a frisbee.
Oh, so you actually see you don't have any posts. You were right. I'm
so sad.
Yeah, I thought I remembered you posting, but I guess not.
No.
All right. So you can find me at Christian DMZ. That's Twitter and Instagram. And if you're watching this on the Bladtcast YouTube channel, you'll notice that for the summer, my AfterBuzz TV shows are living over here while that network is on hiatus, as they say. So you can catch Talking Politics on Tuesdays on the Trump Report, Talking Marvel, and also the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. After Show. All those shows on the Bladtcast channel. Also episodes of the Bladtcast. Also some live comic book unbaggings from these boxes right here.
Ooh.
Inexplicably did this one on the air. Showed that a little earlier. Spider-Man. If you're a comic book fan, you're right. You should be horrified. It's neither bagged nor boarded. I'm about to fix that. Anyway,
didn't they ban bagging and boarding? Because that was Dick Cheney's thing, bagging and boarding.
That was. But somebody who will never be bagged or boarded is, of course, David Weiss at DWeiss Comedy. Melissa, thank you for staying up so late.
Of course. And, thank you for having me.
I look forward to texting you on opening day when I know you can't watch the game.
Oh, torture.
Yeah. And thank you to Daniel for being with us from Japan. Thanks for letting me know about this episode. I felt like there were good things for the Dodgers, and then I wanted to make it up to him because last year I told him to listen, and I forget what I picked, but it was like the Dodgers losing. So that is not why I told him to watch, is to make up for it. But I that's not why my pick was what it was. Anyway. This is always fun. I can't wait to talk playoffs with both of you. And make sure you follow at Bladtcast on Twitter, the Bladtcast on Facebook. Give it the old thumbs up. A lot of you have watched this on the Bladtcast Facebook page. And you can, of course, also follow Bladtcast on Instagram, but I'll be honest, I almost never post anything over there. I really should. I just haven't. That's all the time we have now. We'll see you next time on the Bladtcast.